Welcome to our channel. Today we have a drama for the PSG coach. 90 minutes that could potentially make or break Christophe Galtier's time at Paris Saint-Germain await on Wednesday night as Bayern Munich host the French champions at the Allianz Arena in the second leg of their Champions League round of 16 tie. A single goal from former PSG producer Kingsley Coman was enough to lift the Bavarians to a 1-0 first-leg victory 3 weeks ago, when a familiar sense of déjà vu rears its ugly head for the ardent Parisians. The tones of the 2019-20 final emerged in the French capital during Bayern's reunion with PSG, who had lost the final 3 years ago to a Coman winner, and it was an identical story when the German champions arrived in the city for the first hand of their ties in the round of 16. On Valentine's Day, there was no love lost between Coman and PSG, who succumbed in the 53rd minute to a goal by their former academy graduate, and Julian Nagelsmann's side survived a late dismissal from Benjamin Pavard to put a firm foot in the last 8. Also halfway to exacting revenge on PSG for knocking them out in the 2020-21 quarter-finals, Bayern should feel hopeful of avoiding just a second round of 16 exit in their last 12 Champions League campaigns. The perennial German champions were knocked out this time to Liverpool in 2018-19. Furthermore, since the 2010-11 campaign, Bayern have not been knocked out of the Champions League by winning the first leg of a tie, while 15 of their last 17 top-flight European games at the Allianz Arena have ended in victory, including every 3 of their group stage games against Barcelona, Inter Milan and Victoria Plzen this season, with 3 clean sheets in tow. Since April 2018, Bayern have failed to score at home in the Champions League, and Nagelsmann's men have remained in control of the close race for the Bundesliga title thanks to their 2-1 victory over Stuttgart on Saturday, just hours before a new chapter of history has been written for PSG. While the most undesirable save was a minor blot in the notebook, PSG's 4-2 win over Nantes in Ligue 1 at the weekend will go down in history for the French champions, who have engraved Kylian Mbappe's name in their memory books. Records as the club's top scorer at the time. Tied with Edinson Cavani on 200 goals for PSG at the start of the competition, Mbappe scored PSG's 4th and final goal later in the afternoon before letting emotion take over, but there is little time for the 24-year-old to bask in Parisian glory as its European destiny hangs in the balance, again. With the axe looming dangerously over his head, Galtier certainly knows what's in store if PSG are knocked out of the Champions League round of 16 for the 5th time in 7 seasons, and the capital giants have only advanced in one of their 6 qualifiers of the Champions League in which they lost the first leg. PSG managed to take 7 points from their 3 Champions League group stage games away from home earlier this season, but since October 2020 they have failed to keep a European clean sheet away from home, a run of 12 games with their shaky defense being breached. Of the 12 previous clashes between Bayern and PSG, the German champions have 6 wins, while the French champions also have half a dozen wins, but Wednesday's game will be an unlucky 13 for a coach. Pavard's late dismissal in the first leg means the Frenchman will serve a 1-match suspension here, leaving Nagelsmann with a major defensive dilemma while Lucas Hernandez continues his recovery from his ACL injury. If Nagelsmann persists with 3 centre-backs, Josip Stanisic could line up alongside Dayot Upamecano and Matthijs de Ligt after the 3 started the win over Stuttgart, while Manuel Neuer and Nasser Mazraoui are keeping Hernandez company in the medical area. The injured Sadio Mane managed to make an appearance off the bench against Stuttgart, but Nagelsmann has warned the former Liverpool player he must fight for his right to be in the starting 11, and another substitute exit is apparently on the line for the Liverpool international. Senegal as Thomas Muller and Leroy Sane compete to join Jamal Musiala in the final third. Meanwhile, PSG have announced that Neymar will miss the rest of the season as he prepares to undergo ankle surgery, while Presnel Kimpembe, Achilles, is also out for an extended period, but Renato Sanchez has recovered from a hamstring problem and is in the squad. In another midfield boost, Marco Verratti is back from home suspension and is likely to replace Warren Zaïre-Emery, who turned 17 on Wednesday, despite the teenager's eye-catching display during a 57-minute cameo. In the first hand. Last week PSG were rocked by rape allegations against right-back Achraf Hakimi, which the right-back denies, but he is free to leave the country and should be available for selection as he battles an injured thigh. Will all this climate of pressure affect the performance of the team? Tell us your opinion in the comments. Subscribe to our channel for more news about PSG.